All right, we're doing a second attempt because Ingrid said that she finally found my page. So let's see if we can get this thing to work. Hello, Karina. Ah, there's Ingrid. Yay. Hi. Let's add you. Technologies OS. Yay. Oh, should I get my headset? I wonder. I'll do that really quick just in case there's feedback.
Very cool. I made it. Yes.
I'm so glad. Yay.
Me too.
All right. Here we are.
Cool.
Hi, my friend.
Hi. I had only some interesting thing with my mobile, but now it's working.
Okay, good. Awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to having a little chat with you. It's always interesting how we have similar things going on in our worlds, even though we're across the planet from each other.
Yes. And it's so funny because we are really far away from each other. And we met each other in the Business of Succeeding group. And so I'm so happy that we did that. And now the chatting with you is always for me a really good and great contribution.
Yeah, it is for me too. And it's funny how you meet people from around the world at these classes. Like we also met in Maestro class.
Yes.
And it's like there's this instant connection with people that you might not have seen in this lifetime, but I know that we've had other connections in other times or realms, you know, because
Yeah.
there's just this sense of familiarity. And anyway,
Yeah.
I'm glad to see you again.
Yes, me
So
too.
when we were talking about like, what are we going to talk about this next time? Because I just thought I'd post it on Facebook that we were going to have a conversation. Because our conversations are just really awesome and they open up so much awareness and space for me. And so we were talking about what if wanting more isn't wrong?
Yes.
So like, how did we even come up with that as a topic? I know that it's been in my world, but was there something that sparked for you that made you want to?
Yeah, it was the question what I had last year very often was how can I create or choose greater or bigger? And it was really something light and easy in my world. And on the 7 day in Langkawi, I asked Gary the question that I have really fun with creating and I get a lot of things happen, but there's some kind of border I can't cross that. Like I can choose really big, but bigger seems to be not possible. And with the conversation with you, it came up in my world that I realized maybe something like that, maybe it's wrong to choose bigger. And you told me something in a similar way. So we came up with this topic for this conversation. You remember?
No, I don't.
So maybe it's
I
already
know that
gone.
well, not necessarily, because one of the things that I have been working on diligently is just totally letting go of wrongness altogether, you know? And it's insidious because it pops up everywhere. But the wrongness in wanting more, like I think about when you order ice cream,
Yeah.
you know, you get one scoop because you're trying to be good. But when you order two scoops, everybody always gets a big smile on their face. Two scoops, right? Because it's more. and it's bad and it's wrong. And for some reason, we like,
But what would happen if you order three or four?
right. And for me, I'm not a huge ice cream person anymore, but it's funny how there is this innate sense of wrongness in choosing something that would be fun and bring you joy and be pleasurable and be more than what somebody else is willing to have. So I just want to unearth every little bit of wrongness so that I can choose what I'd like to choose and not be moving away from something based on a silly point of view.
And for me, it was really interesting that you have this because you live in California in America. And I have no idea if you know that, but for Germans, the Americans have no trouble with choosing bigger or with creating more because a lot of things are very huge in your country. And so it was very, very helpful for me to hear that from you. So
That's interesting.
I always made me wrong because I'm this typical kind of German. So to take the smallest cube of ice cream, like first the others and then me, maybe. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, you know what
Well,
I'm.
not all American. I mean, I don't know. It's so hard to say. You can't really generalize, but there's definitely what is the mediocre, the mainstream, the
Yes.
vanilla, what most people are willing to be, and I've I guess I've tried to camouflage myself and kind of fit into that while at the same time choosing greater and wanting more than that. I tried to be okay with what's normal
Yeah.
when I was married and had kids and did the whole family and everything that's appropriate and uh,
Yeah. So
it didn't
so
it
I know
it
exactly
didn't
what you.
quite
I know what you mean. So
yeah.
for sure, I know that not all Americans create a lot and bigger and whatever. But I realized
Mm.
that I had this interesting point of view that you have more ease maybe with that than
Hmm.
we here in this country. And in Germany, we have a lot of people they choose a lot, and we have a lot of people they choose nothing. So it's mixed up like in your country, maybe. But it was very funny to get my point of view about the American people for that. So thank you for this awareness.
You're welcome. It's
Oh,
funny to see what points of view emerge, and then you can just look at it and go, no, doesn't work for me anymore.
hmm.
And it doesn't have to be some big process to
Yeah,
get rid of it or change it. You can just really just look at it and go, oh, that's kind of silly.
and that's kind of
I'm
interesting.
functioning with from that point of view for what reason?
So for me, it's really funny because I choose really bigger because now I have a lot of some interesting conversations with a lady in California, and that's huge for me as well. you are you are so far away, and we have this regularly conversations, and this is a choice I really would like to acknowledge. It's not normal.
I know, and you're speaking English so well. Like for
Oh,
me to choose to pick up another language the way you did, oh my gosh.
oh, it starts with X's. Thank you. I really had a really bad school English when I started with Access classes. But then I was in my first class in European Rome with Dane, and I chose
Mm.
really now I don't take the translation. I would like to get him and the speech, and I put in pocket the whole class, everything I didn't get. That's really funny. So
That's awesome.
the most things of the class I got later when I had the recordings. So yeah, and
Wow.
it's really choice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I think the clearings work better when you hear them in another language,
yeah, yeah.
actually. I took a few classes in Rome before they had the simultaneous
Hmm.
translation on headsets for people, and they would speak it on the stage. And I learned a lot of Italian that
Wow,
way.
that's cool.
Yeah, and even though like they would say the clearing and then the person would translate it in Italian, every time they ran it in Italian, it ran so much deeper, probably because your cognitive mind can't stop it from going to the places where it's going.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that's so cool about this work is that the energy never lies.
Yes, that's correct.
And if you allow the energy to shift and change and not have your point of view have to hold on to something or try to figure it out, the energy will go where it needs to go and it will change if we're willing to allow it.
Yeah. And maybe that's a good idea to do it with choices we make. If it's wrong to, if it's not wrong to choose bigger, or if it's wrong to choose bigger, to ask more the energy flow. So the energy never ask if the energy is too much or too less. The energy is
Right. Because
always
what is too
flowing.
much?
Yeah. Yes. What is too much? Correct.
You know,
Yeah. What if there's nothing wrong to ask for more? Whatever more is.
yeah. So I wonder where we put the limit on, well, anything
Hmm.
and everything. Like where did we buy that as something that we need to keep
Yeah.
holding on to? Let's just fuck it, let it go, change it,
Yes.
have more and more and more and more and more and more and more.
Yeah. That sounds good. More of that, please.
Yeah, I noticed that, um, like like in business when you have something that you're selling and you meet a certain level of whatever it is that you needed to make or create to cover expenses and stuff, that's a place where I notice that once it gets more, I do this kind of weird relaxation thing, like, oh, okay, I'm good, instead
Hmm.
of, well, how much more, like how much way extra more could I actually create and
Hmm.
receive
Hmm.
if I didn't just go, oh, okay, I'm good.
Yeah. I get that really. It was in the beginning of Access. So my mom always told me you have to be satisfied with less, or you don't are you are always unsatisfied. You always would like to have more, and you are not like this, yeah, take what you get and be happy with that, something like that. And in the beginning of Access, the question, how does it get better than that, was for me like, oh, it was a very huge question. It was not only this phrase to tell it, okay, how can I have more than that, or how does it get better? It was really like I couldn't speak it out loud. It was like not allowed to ask for more because you have already.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah. I mean, why does one exclude the other? Like, why can't you be grateful and enjoy and be happy with what you have and still want more?
yes.
I don't see where there's wrongness in that. It's just awareness that there is more possible.
And it's not important if the more is ever coming. It's you ask for that, and it's totally okay if nothing comes. It's totally okay if a bit comes, and it's totally okay if a lot comes. So all is allowed, and this is what I really love about that.
Yeah.
So not to need more, but to invite more. It's a big difference for me from the energy, because the
Yeah.
needy version of this, or I need more, I can't live without more, that it's really not my favorite way. But to invite more and to have fun with more, it's such a huge energy. And I think it's not really important if the things then are coming like that. And most time they come so much more bigger. And it's really
Yep.
an experience I wish every people in the world to yeah, only to ask for that.
Yep. And like the willingness to have your barriers down and receive the more that you've
Yes.
asked for that's starting to show up. It's
And it's not important for what you are asking. If you are asking for contribution for the nature, for the people, for the animals, or for your own life, I think it's all together what it makes really life worth.
absolutely agreed. I keep getting all these notifications on my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what would it take for more people who are willing to choose more
Yeah.
to just choose it? See
So
what
I
happens.
I ask
Yeah.
now for more conversations with you like that.
Yes, let's have more
Yes.
conversations. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? And if there's any subjects that anybody wants to have us chat about, send us
Yes.
a message and we'll
Yes.
chat about them.
Please.
And yeah, I don't know, just getting together like this for a few minutes, sharing this energy of possibilities and no point of view, just sort of melts any other little whatever else is going on in the day, you know? And it creates this invitation for more.
Yeah, and I realized if you have this point of view or no point of view about the conversation, it's such a big contribution. It's when we talk to each other since we met each other in the Business of Succeeding group with Shannon. Um, every single meeting with it was not important if we were all of the group or only we both or with somebody else to from our group members. It was always give me some new space, so I not could get it with my own. So it's really I realize at the moment how important it is to go with other people in conversation and to open up for the ideas, for the point of view, for whatever from other people. I like that at the moment really.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See
Thank
you
you.
soon
Thank you.
again. Yeah,
Yes.
cool.
Yeah.
Have
We'll
a
be in touch about, what dates are going to work.
yes.
And have an awesome week. I'm going to go and do my expanding exercise now in the other group that I've got.
Cool. So
So you
you
can
have
join me there if you like.
okay. Very
Expand space to unwind.
oh yeah, I saw it and I think I check it out on Facebook after our conversation now. Thank you. And
Okay.
you have now the day before you. It's morning in your country, correct?
Yes.
And
Yes.
I have the end of the day. It's early evening. So yeah, have a nice day. See you soon,
Have a nice
Julie.
night.
Bye
Okay. Take
bye.
care.
Bye
Bye.
bye.